In this video, we're going to talk about interoperability between Compose and Android views. And by the end of the video, you'll know how you can use Compose in your Android views and the opposite, how you can use Android views in your Composables. Let's get into it. So here is a very simple activity that only has the onCreate function overridden. And as we can see, I'm setting content view that comes from the layouts. And if we take a look into this layout, it is a constraint layout that has only two views inside. So the first one is a text view, as we can see here. And below, we have a compose view. So when you have the compose dependency in your project integrated, automatically you will be able to use this compose view. I have already added an ID for it, so I can reference it back into the code. And I've added min height of 100 dp so that we can see it here in the preview. So let's see how we can add some content into this compose view into our code. So here I'm already referencing or inflating my activity layout. And here the first thing that I'll do is I'll reference my compose view. So to reference it, the recommended way is to use view bindings, but because I don't have that currently set in the project, I'm gonna use the good old find view by ID, although it is not recommended. But since the point of this video is not to give recommendations about that, let's stick to find view by ID. And here I'm going to apply compose view as type. And here I have to supply which ID to use. So we have the r.id.compose view. Now I have a reference to my compose view. So what can I do here is compose view set content. And now I am in the compose world. So basically I can write composables inside here. And I can do anything. I can call any other composables from here. So for the sake of getting started, I'm just gonna add a text where the text is gonna be hello compose. Let's run this and see what happens. Now, as we can see on top, we have the Android view, and below we have the compose view, which actually goes from the edge until the other edge, and the text actually is aligned on the left. So if I want to center it, I can wrap this into a column, and then I can apply horizontal alignment to this column to the center. So let's run again and see what happens. And as we can see, it went to the center as well. Now, the key learning here is that when you're having any XML, you can use this compose view to be able to add a composable. So then you can constrain it, you can align it the way it works for you, you can size it differently if you need, and then you can reference it in your code. And once you have instance of it, you can set content to it, and then you can call any composable code inside. Now, of course, this is a very basic example, but it does explain how you can do the things. If you do need something more sophisticated, for example, how you can replace the layout of an entire fragment in Compose, let me know in the comments below, and I'm gonna make specific video for that. Now, for the second part, how we can use Android views inside our Compose. So I'm gonna extract this composable into a standalone function here inside my activity. And I'm gonna name it my composable. So what I've just done is I'm still setting content. I'm still using my compose view. And from inside it, I am calling this standalone function that I've just extracted, which is called my composable. And inside I have a compose code. But what if I want to use Android view inside this compose code? To achieve that, in Compose, we have a composable that is called Android view, and we can call it just like any other composable. So this Android view takes few arguments, and two of them are mandatory, and basically we use them to describe how we are going to create the Android view and how we are going to set the content inside it, or what happens when this Android view is being updated. So the first function is factory, and it's a lambda that gives us context. So by using this context, we can inflate, we can do anything to instantiate an Android view. And then the other one is called update, which is also a lambda that gives us actually as an input whatever this factory returns. So here, for example, if I decide to create a text view, so I'm just going to create it by using this context. And of course, here I can, by using this context, I can inflate something from the XMLs. I can do a variety of other things if I want to. But for now, for the simplicity, I'm just going to create a text view. I'm going to pass there the context. And then this update function automatically gives me this text view. So like, it's irrelevant what I'm going to name it here. I can name it just T, but the type of it is a text view, as we can already see. So it knows what comes from this factory. So I'm going to name this text view. And basically here, by using this text view, I can call all the APIs that are available on the text view anyways. So I can say .text equals hello from Android view inside Composable. Now, the other two arguments that we can supply to the Android view are on reset and on release. On reset is a signal when this view is going to be reused in a composition with a different context, and on release is a signal that tells us that this view is no longer going to be reused and it will be detached from the composition. So basically you can do some cleanups if we happen to have reference to something that is memory intensive. Now, usually we are not using those, only the factory and the update are something that's important. And now let's run this and see what happens. And finally, as we can see, we do have the text view that we have created inside the Android view composable, and we are seeing the text that we have set from the composition itself. Hello from Android view inside Composable. So again, these are very basic examples, but still serve the purpose to explain how we can use views inside Compose and how we can use Composables inside our views. And hopefully you found this useful. And again, if you want more sophisticated examples, let me know in the comments below and I'm gonna make those videos for you. See you in the next one.